Oh man, don't give that impression to the audience. Never, because that's no good for the business. That's no good. You have to let them know that you're having fun and you feel better than any time during the 24 hours when you are on stage. You have to let them know that you feel on heaven. And that gives you a different confidence to do your thing without that tension that you're nervous. You're going to play a wrong note or something. It doesn't matter. You play many wrong notes, especially in the jazz business. That's no problem at all. As long as the other notes have meaning within each note.
Hey Arturo, it's nice to see you on here. Thank you so much for doing the podcast. I'm so honored to have you here, man. It's going to be wicked.
my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Awesome. Yeah, we had a great chat yesterday, catching up. I haven't spoken to Arturo for, it must be around 10 years. Last time I saw him was in Ronnie Scott's. I came to watch a concert. Yeah, I came to watch a concert that you played at Ronnie's. And I think we came backstage and said hello briefly, very, very briefly, with a few friends. But yeah, man, it was an amazing gig. And it's so great to talk to you now.
I love Ronnie Scott, man, for many, many reasons. But, the guy who was the co-owner, picking, he was a race driver as well, And he played exactly. Yeah. Picking was a very, very dear friend, and he booked me there to the club sometime 2 times a year. Wow. But no 3 or 4 days or a week. Sometimes he booked me for 2 weeks.
Wow.
On the road. 2 weeks, 2 times a year. He helped me a lot in many, many different ways. My wife and son was hiding in his summer house when we escaped from Cuba. And, I got a very special relation. Rest in peace, Big King,
Oh, yeah. Amazing. That's beautiful. So I think the first time we met, and we were just talking about it briefly now before we started the recording, I was, I think I was 18 years old, and I flew over to see Wayne Bergeron in LA. And I had a broken ankle. I was playing football, and I broke my ankle
oh my goodness.
About 2 days before. And Wayne said to me, I stayed over at his place, and his wife, Barb's brilliant, as you know, and we had a great time. And one day they said to me, okay, guys, Louis, you have to come with us. We need to run some errands. So we got to drop some music off at a friend's house. So I'm thinking, I wonder who this is. Probably just and we turn up at your house with the big gates, and we go through, and we're driving. Whose house is this? This is awesome. We go, and Arturo Sandoval opens the door, and I'm like, what's going on? So it was amazing because I came in and I saw all, this beautiful piano. Is that Oscar Peterson's piano? Is that right? Or was it at the time?
It was his personal piano, man.
Oh.
I got it for 28, 29 years.
Incredible. And to see all of your Grammys on the walls and to see all that stuff was just so inspiring. You showed me around the studio. You were very gracious. And then we went to go check out Chick Corea in the evening together. We watched the gig together at Catalina's. And yeah, man, I'll never, ever forget that. So thank you so much for that memory. It's beautiful.
Oh, man. It was my pleasure, man. My pleasure. I've been a fan of yours. I watch all your videos and all your things. Man, your abilities to play the horn are very, very special. You are blessed. You're blessed by God, because trumpet is a horrible instrument, man. I love it, but I hate it at the same time because, it's so demanding and very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And ungrateful, because sometimes you really practice, you care, and then when you get to the gig, you say, man, I feel in good shape. And the trumpet say, yeah, you think so? Yeah. Wait to see how I'm going to react. Oh, man, no, that's horrible, man, horrible.
Yeah.
But,
thank you.
But I watch all your videos and, man, this guy make it so easy. And then you know what? Your position, sometimes it looks like you're not playing. And I said, how come? Because when you see videos of any other trumpet player, you see the effort. No, you see the effort. But you just look, you say, how How he does that, man? Oh
I
my
don't know.
god!
I don't know. I think I used to say to myself, if I can try and make it look easy, then hopefully it'll sound easy. But I don't know if that's working. Who knows? I feel very similarly about the trumpet as you do. Some days it wins, some days you win or you get close to it. I don't know, but it's a tough old beast. So it's very humbling to know that you also feel the same way about it.
Oh, absolutely, man. No, no, the trumpet don't forgive anyone.
No,
Nobody,
no,
nobody.
no.
Some people have better, I mean, consistency and a standard of playing in the same way, right? But in my case, sometimes I feel, oh, trumpet, it's been nice to me today, but sometimes it's nasty, and it go like this, go like this. You try to keep something in a certain level, but
Yeah.
it's going up and down like this. It's like a curve.
It's a bit like I think of it a little bit like a other marriage in a way. You kind of have to work at it all the time, but sometimes it's a little bit, and then you're
Oh.
figuring your way out. You know what I mean? The old
I can
trumpet.
talk about because in a few days we're gonna celebrate our 50 wedding anniversary.
Wow.
50. Yeah,
Congratulations.
we get married in 1975.
Wow. That's
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Our
Wow.
son is 49 already. He was born in 76. Yeah, he's 49. He's gonna be 50 next year. Yeah,
No way. Where does your son live? Does he
near me.
near
And we are in Tarzana, which is what they call San Fernando Valley. In the
Okay.
valley.
Beautiful.
And here we got Encino to my right, Studio City, and then the left is Woodland Hill. My son lived there in Woodland Hill.
Yeah.
His wife, my daughter-in-law, she's been my manager for many, many years.
Hmm. Oh, it's
And they
amazing.
got a daughter, 19 years old, which is a beautiful girl, and she's doing great. She's studying medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
yeah.
Well, maybe that's a good time to talk a little bit about, you know, where you're from and how things have worked out for you. We talked a little bit about these questions yesterday, but I got a few questions here that I wanted to ask you, and maybe we can uh, route the
Absolutely,
conversation in that direction and see how we get on. But
absolutely.
speaking of LA, you haven't always lived in LA or near LA.
Yeah, we moved to LA 16 years ago.
Okay.
I am California, South California.
Yeah.
LA is huge, man. It's a bunch of different towns.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how many, but it's a big bunch of towns. And then when you say you live in LA, everybody always asks where, because LA is huge, and the population here is huge too.
Yeah.
So people, yeah.
For sure. And you were in Florida before that, in Miami?
I was 20 years. We're living in the US for 36 years. 20 in Florida.
Yeah.
And 16 in LA. Do you drink espresso coffee?
I used to actually, I'll be honest, I gave up caffeine about a month ago, which I know is a bit crazy, but I feel like my mood's a little bit more chill, but it's good. I do miss it.
This is my drug, man. I got a few of this through the day.
Yeah, you're definitely speaking earlier in the day than I am, for sure.
This is a company of my best friend ever.
Oh yeah,
Arturo Fuente, the cigars. Yeah.
I was
The guy who owns this is my brother. He's my best friend ever for so many years.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because he sent this to me every month.
Beautiful, amazing. Yeah, so it's funny. I don't know why, but I thought you had been in the US longer than you had. I didn't realize that it was
36. We came in 89.
Yeah.
I left, to be honest, I left Cuba in 89, but I was on tour in Europe for a few months, and then we arrived here in the US in the beginning of 1990. Yeah, we're here for 35 years. Yeah.
Amazing. And maybe you can tell us a little bit of your life growing up in Cuba and maybe some of your biggest early musical influences beside Dizzy. What do you reckon?
I came from a very, very poor family, and I grew up, and I was born and raised in a little village in the countryside of the island. And my father was a car mechanic. Nobody before or after me been in the music at all. Zero. Nobody. Nobody.
Right.
My son is a graphic artist. He got his own company. He's been extremely successful. We are blessed because he got his own company. Pharrell Williams, you know who is Pharrell Williams?
Oh yeah.
16 years ago, bought the 33% of his company. They've been partnered for 16 years. And he got like around 60 movies in Netflix that
Oh,
he created, animation movie for kids or children, you know.
beautiful.
And but when I was a kid, we were very poor, as I said, and I don't know how. When I was 9, 10 years old or something, I said, "Wow, I want to be a musician." And everybody in the family, the neighbor, everybody said, "Oh, I think this boy lost his mind.
Uh,
He said he want to be a musician." You are absolutely not. I say, why? Why? I said, no way, man. Forget about that. In the very beginning, it was difficult for me, but a, a, a guy who owns a little cafeteria or something across the street from us, he saw me banging in top of the table, playing with silverware, doing all the time, making some rhythm on music and saying, and then he asked a guy to make me a conga. It was like this. It was very little, I was like 9, 10 years old. And then I started to playing the conga all day long. And then I create my first business when I was around 10, or 9 or 10 or something. I used to have a cat, and then I create like a little tent with anti-sugar cane sacks. And then like the big bat is it. I create that somehow. I put a rope from one side to the other. I put a piece of meat there, and I put the cat in the road to go to one side to the other. And then I charge 1 cent to a kids, 2, 3 kids to come every show. And then I play the conga, and the cat do that. That was my first capitalist intention.
love it. Love it. That's amazing.
And then before I was 11, they opened like a little music school in the village to teach kids some instrument and solfege and theory and something, with the idea to put together like a marching band from the city, from the village, to play in some official events or whatever. And I joined that group of kids there, and I started to learn a little bit how to read music. And then they gave me several instruments to try. The first one, I think it was a bass drum. I have to carry that in my bag, oh my God, that was. I said, no, this is not my thing. Okay. And then I tried the trombone. I didn't like it much. And then the flute, and the flute made me dizzy when I played the flute. I said, oh my goodness, yeah, I'm gonna faint. Then afterwards, I started to look to the guys, a couple guys who got trumpets, and they start, just trying. That was the very beginning, and we were very young, all of us. And I talked to the maestro, the teacher who was working with us. By the way, he played clarinet. He was a clarinet player.
Huh.
And then I told maestro, you know what? I think I made my decision. I would like to go to the trumpet. And he said, I'm very sorry, man, because we have only 2 trumpets. We gave it away already. We don't have any trumpet left. I said, oh no, don't tell me that. And I say, out of the blue, I said, what about if I find the trumpet? You teach me something, you let me play in the band? He said, yeah, you find the trumpet, that's okay. And then my aunt, she worked they make clothes, they make pants and chairs, and then and she got some saving there, a little bit, and then she bought me my first trumpet. And then I tried. to blow the scene and that, right? And then the teacher from that little thing recommended me to go and see an old man in my village. He got some reputation to be a good trumpet player. He was retired already, but he got some reputation. I came there when I was 11 years old to
Mm.
see him as maestro. The guy who did, yeah, he sent me here because I want to learn how to play the trumpet. He was an old, cranky old man, but with this very rude and horrible character, you know.
Okay.
I said, play something. I said, I don't know how to play anything. He said, I told you, play something. Okay, I put a mouthpiece there, I put my trumpet. Nothing came out, you know. That's a little noise after trying. After that, he said, put the trumpet in the case again. He said, you know what? Don't waste your time and don't make me waste mine. You're never going to make it, man. No, no, forget about it. No,
Wow.
no, no. Get the same way you came in, go out, get out. And then I was walking to my little house. It was kind of far. I was walking by myself and I was crying,
Mm.
crying, crying.
Mm.
But that create a kind of things in my mind and in my way of thinking and in my way of being that is still the same until today.
Wow.
When I get home, I went to the backyard. It was like a mango tree. I went down there. I put the trumpet in my mouth and I started to blow that until something came out of that. But if a few minutes later, blood started to come out from the back of my lips.
Huh.
Oh, that was my cue. But you know what? I looked to the sky and I say, you know, you're the only one who may decide if I'm gonna make it or not. That old man, he's not God.
No.
How come he can tell me that I'm never gonna make it or forget about or something? That's not right. And then I say a few dirty words to him.
Yeah.
And then I keep trying, man, trying. Less than a year, I was playing in local band already.
Wow.
I was trying by myself, trying. They just trying. I think in the beginning I put the trumpet in the side. I think so. You know, that was many decades ago, but I think that somebody came to me once, a dear friend there from my village. He played a valve trombone,
Yeah.
and he said, "Why you put the mouthpiece on the side?" I said, "Where did you put it?" He said, "Have to be in the center."
Yeah.
In the center of the I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." They said, okay, pull. I put the center and I keep playing. And then two
Ignorance
years
is
later,
bliss in many ways. It's
yeah,
good.
that was 1961, no, 62, 1962 already. I was 12 years old. 2 years later, I saw something in the newspaper. It was like a convocatory or something like they were talking about the new school of art in Havana, which was far from my village. But you have to do like a test in somewhere very far away from me. And I went to the thing, and then I got a scholarship for 2.5 years. I went to that school for 2.5 years. In that school, it was prohibited 100% to talk, play, or listen anything than classical music.
Okay.
In that, and then that was I want, and then I discovered Arban, Sanjacom, uh, all those books, you know.
Yeah.
And, and then I get a little involved, a little for 2.5 years. And then when I came out of the school, I started playing with the big band in Havana. It was six trumpet players. They put me in the number six, of course. I was 16 years old. The rest of the band, it was a big band, five trombone, five saxophone, six trumpet, three percussionists, two drummers, two bass player, two guitar player, a keyboard. And then there was a group of musicians that we I discover and I say, man, those people are serious. Yeah. Chucho Valdez was the pianist, and then Paquito played the lead actor, and then Carlos Emilio, the guy. Later on, years later, we put together Irakere.
When I think about most people that have, accomplished the levels of musicianship and, well, success that you have in your area, they've all come up against some kind of resistance, and usually it happens when they're young.
Oh yeah. That thing. But as I told you before, every time I got a horrible critic of something, or the people say something,
Yeah.
Very kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Uh, Most of the people are frustrated musicians, because when you are the real deal, you don't do those things. You never ever saw or read anything that I ever wrote or say negative about anyone. You never see it, and you never will.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel extremely confident that I'm blessed by God.
Yeah.
I don't know the word envy or jealousy or insecurity. That doesn't belong to my brain at all. At all. I never felt that.
Well, you'll certainly have a ton of more peace because you won't be in that place, right? And that man was clearly, I don't know what was going on with that guy when you were 10 years old, but he's certainly been proven wrong.
The only thing I ever felt, and until today that we're talking, is passion, dedication, discipline. I'm extremely grateful because the music came to me. Without that, I don't know. I never could understand or figure it out why I say I want to be a musician. It was out of the blue,
Yeah.
But I'm still in love with music, man. When I jump to the stage to play, I feel the happiest person on earth.
Wow.
And the only thing I feel is gratefulness. I see the people enjoying, and if I play in the ballad and I see a woman or something, with tears, oh my goodness. Oh, I say,
That's a blessing.
God.
That's amazing.
Thank God. Oh, of course, man. It's something I have no words to express. The satisfaction you feel in your soul and your pain. Because the music is able to produce those things.
I've definitely got plenty of questions coming up on
Go ahead.
on purpose and whatnot. I just want to go quickly back to basically the transition from Cuba to the US. And I've got a question here. It's at the time of leaving Cuba, did you have any reservations about moving to the US? Any family reservations or fear, not knowing what's going to happen? And then on top of that, what gave you the faith to make such a huge decision?
When I was in that big band, when I was 21 years old, I'm going to confess something. I don't want to sound like arrogant or thing, but when I was 19, 20, 21, something like that, I was like you on steroid. I played the trumpet in the way. It was ridiculous. I swear to God. I was in perfect shape. I do a lot of exercise. I played baseball all my life.
Yeah.
And I was so strong, man. And I played that trumpet, I swear to God, in the way I want, how I want, how high or low I want. It wasn't limitation at all. That was ridiculous. I swear to God. Nobody, unfortunately, it's no recording of that. It doesn't exist. When I was 21, but I felt like a monster, I got a telegram and they called me for 3 years to go to the obligatory military service.
Okay.
That destroyed my life for 3 years. And on top of that, I got a problem. Let me explain to you, because that I've been suffering of that for 54 years or something. My wisdom teeth on the bottom came out like this in both thighs.
Okay.
And then do this in my bottom thin. And then Man, it was a point where I put a trumpet and nothing came out. I said, man, how come I came from this to this?
Huh.
You know? And then they took the thing, they put a thing to pull it back. And I've been using retainers and all those things since I was 21 years old.
Wow.
And my tools, they've always been a problem for me because if my tools are in a good position, sometimes they have the tendency to separate
Okay.
in the middle.
Yeah.
And when that happened, the sound's gone. And
Huh.
then when I find the right retainer or thing, now I use it in Invisalign. Invisalign.
Yeah.
You know what the plastic thing
Yeah.
to keep the because for me, I always said that the teeth are the bed where the lips sleep.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You
That's
understand
good.
what I mean?
I like that.
That's for me. For you, that doesn't work. You do it no matter how. Man, you're blessed. You're blessed because you produce the sound and soul abilities, to do what you do.
Thank you.
But that's not my case. My teeth have to be perfect, the angle and everything,
Mm.
to really feel comfortable to produce the kind of sound I want.
Yeah.
But after I came out of the army, that was 3 years and 4 days. I never forget the 4 extra days.
Oh.
And then I go back to that big band. And then in that time there, we decided to leave that big band and put together Irakere. I knew that I need to learn everything.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I was like crazy for information, for practicing. That sometimes we got like a break in the rehearsal. Everybody go across the street to have a drink or smoke, or do this and that, and then I get in the dressing room to practice, practice, practice. Oh, it was like you understand what I mean? It was like a vice. The only thing I want is to learn as much as I can. When I joined that big band and I was in the sixth chair, a lot of people in that band, there was great musician, famous already. I was the the country man. I was the farmer from the middle of nowhere. I not even I don't even have the clothes to wear. I was wearing the uniform of the scholarship. I
Yeah.
swear God. I was so poor. And then I not even knew how to talk, man. And then I was like, but I love trumpet. I love trumpet. I want to learn that. I want to learn. And then in the beginning, a lot of people in that band make a lot of resistance to me because I wasn't on their level
Yeah.
and I doesn't belong to that. I never live in Havana. I still living with my parents in the little house in the countryside. And it was difficult for me.
Mm.
And I remember the guy who played the first in the band, one day after a year or so, they put in front of him some chord changes to improvise over something. And how that wasn't his forte. And then he passed that part to me. They say, "You want me to play that?" They say, "Yeah, yeah, try." Because I was already getting into the improvisation little by little. And then we did it in the rehearsal, and then the director of the band called him to the office. I say, "Why you pass that to the crazy little farmer?" I said, "Man, yeah, but I think he said, no, 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 don't do that again. No, 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 no."
Wow.
After 2, 3 years later, they put me in the fifth, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when I was playing the lead, I used to pass the lead part to other guys in the session because I don't want to. I am the lead and that's it. No, no, that never been my mentality. And I pass it. And then the same guy who talked to the guy said, "Don't give that paper to the thing," called me to the office and they say, "Hey, don't do that anymore. Yeah, that is your responsibility to play the lead.
Huh.
You cannot pass those parts." Say, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
You see how the history it changed,
Yeah.
But But the truth is, you have to work for that. You cannot expect the thing change and fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
It's your discipline, your passion, your dedication. All the things start to little by little to pay off
Yeah.
because you earn it with your sacrifice. You start what I mean, and that's important to the younger to listen to that. Nothing gonna fall off the sky.
Mm.
You have to work hard to achieve anything, especially music, because it's three. Listen to this. This is I always love this comparison. It's three different way to play music or to approach to being a musician. This one is when you play the music as an aficionado. Be sure don't lose your day job, okay? Because you will need it. But this is okay. We love and respect those people that love music and play as a hobby.
Yeah.
Great. And then these two, professional musician, is two different way. Or you play what you really want and how you want, or you play only what you can and how you can. It's a big difference here. And the distance between this and this is discipline, passion, dedication, responsibility, love for music, love for the audience. To be sure that when you jump to the stage, you have to give you 100%. Never be happy if you are not prepared to give your 100% when you jump to the stage. You understand what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's for me is crucial in the career of any musician. Some people criticize me because, oh, he played too many notes. He played too high. He played that. I say, man, you know what? Why you want me to play or sound only like Miles Davis? Even if I could, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because Dizzy was my main hero. But also, I got other heroes that they also play a lot of notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oscar Peterson, John Coltrane, Michael Brecker,
Uh,
Charlie Parker, all those people, man. Art Tatum.
mm.
You're going to tell me that Art Tatum played too many notes? Oh, yeah? No kidding. Yeah, you are a freaking idiot, man. You say that. Oscar Peterson. Those are my heroes. People who play what they want and how they want.
Yeah.
They don't deal with limitation and frustration because if they come out with the idea, they got a skill to reproduce that idea in the instrument. One of my biggest heroes was Michael Brecker, man. I love Michael Brecker. And I feel extremely blessed that I got him in two of my albums.
Mm.
He was a beautiful gentleman, beautiful person. We was born the same year, 1949.
Wow.
And his brother too. I respect and admire him very much, and they great people, man. But Michael was special, man. That guy was a monster. The control he got in the way he could develop ideas without any kind of limitation. He say, "I want to do that." He do it.
Yeah.
That has been my aspiration, my way of thinking. Is I want to do this, man. I try to do it. If somebody say, no, it's too fast, no kidding. Oh, why me too? Why? Because the music is no fixed in one tempo.
Yeah.
No piece of music. I know how to play the ballad too, to be honest. I
Yeah.
know how to play the soft and slow with passion. And because my goal all my life has been my first priority always has been the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
The quality of the sound is the main thing that you must develop and have it under control.
Makes sense.
Because you could play a couple of notes with good sound. Look at Chet Baker, man. He play little notes in the register, never play any high or any low thing or whatever. But the color of the sound was so nice, so pretty, so human
Yeah.
that he created a huge amount of fans all over the world because of his expression. Our goal in any instrument should be to imitate the human voice.
Love it. Yeah.
You understand? It's many different ways to approach it. When you play the ballad, for example, if you do "When I fall in love, it will be forever." I hear a lot of people playing melodies like this, but I never hear any singer sing it that way. It's "When I fall in love, it will be forever." When you imitate a good singer, you got a good chance to gain the heart of the audience, to penetrate the heart of the audience and share your real emotions with the audience, which
Yeah.
is the bottom line of the business. When you convince the audience that what you're saying is from your heart and it's true, it's not false, it's your expression that comes from deep in your heart. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's a goal. That must be our goal.
Have you always felt like this, or is this something that you've developed your understanding of after an encounter with someone, or is it something you've always
I
felt?
I'm gonna share with you what has been my mentality almost since I was young. What happened in the past is gone.
Yeah.
We have no control. Zero. That happened already. And whatever gonna happen tomorrow in the near future is not in your hands either. It's in the hands of God. Why you gonna get preoccupied and or worry about what happened 10, 3, 2 months ago, 10 years, 20 years? Why? Don't waste your time and don't waste your energy thinking about a problem that you have 20 years ago. Concentrate in these 24 hours, current now. Concentrate in that. Do your best these 24 hours. Whatever going to happen tomorrow is in the hands of God because we have no control.
Makes sense.
And then I learned something somebody said many years ago. I don't know who or when, but I love it. They say, if you want to see God laughing very hard, talk to him about your plans for the future. And then God says,
I like that.
wow, you have plans for your future? No, kitty. You don't count on my plans. I got plans for you too. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
But we have certain control on these 24 hours. A little bit. Concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Concentrate on that. And forget about what is going to happen in the future or in the past. But people always ask me, Arturo, what is your plan? I say, my plan? I don't know. I'm talking to you now. That's the only thing I can guarantee.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be for a few minutes, or maybe I'm going to have a heart attack and I die. Something. Who knows? Who
No.
knows?
Oh man, no, I love that. That makes perfect sense. And I guess you have that same mentality on stage. You just maybe you missed a note or something like that. It sounds a little trivial now when I say it, but you miss a note, but that's in the past. You can't do anything about that, and you don't know what's going to happen at the end as the concert goes on. You just deal with what's happening right in front of your face.
You know what? When I was living in Cuba, let's get back a little bit. I started playing traditional Cuban music, what they call son, son, son. That's the base. I mean the root of all the rhythm that came after, like danzón, rumba, guaguancó, uh, changui, mambo. It's
Okay.
so many different rhythm in Cuba, man. But the song that was my first job when I was 12 years old in my village. with a septet, 7 piece. There was one trumpet, one tres, one guitar, bongo, bass, uh, and two singers. One of them played the widow, and the other one played maracas.
Yep.
That was playing there for two years. That was the only thing I knew. After I came out of the school and the classical music, I was playing in that big band. A guy, he was a journalist, but he was big time aficionado of jazz, to jazz, and then he played the alto a little bit. He came to me once and said, "Hey, you ever hear jazz music?" And I said, "What's that?" He said, "Come with me." And then he played for me a vinyl album of a compilation made in England. That somehow that record came to Cuba and he played to me. It was a compilation of Dizzy and Charlie Parker from
Okay.
the late 40s, from the 46 to 49, that period. They made a compilation they put together in that vinyl. When I hear that, man, that was so many years ago. I think I was 16, 17 years old or something when I heard that the first time. I never heard any jazz before, zero, nothing. And I said, "Man, what the heck is that?" He said, "Jazz." Said, "Oh my goodness." I couldn't understand what those people were playing, man. It was Milt Jackson on the vibe. I think it was George Morrow. I think it was the bass player. I can't remember who was the drummer, man. Maybe Kenny Clarke. I think it was
Great.
Kenny Clarke. You know. But when I hear that, that changed my brain upside down, turn my brain upside down. I said, "Man, I want to learn that thing. I don't know how because. And then later on, the second album who came to me by, I don't know, sent by God, was Story in Brown,
Okay.
Clifford Brown.
Yeah.
When in the album he played Cherokee,
Yeah.
Dahoo, Jordu, all the things, man. And I said, "Oh, this even get a little more complicated," because Clifford was amazing, man,
Yeah.
amazing. After that, I came obsessed with that thing that I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn. And 10 years later, when DC came to Cuba, I knew already all his licks, all his things. I know. I knew all those things already. I did all those things that he does. And when we played for him, and by the way, in that cruise, it was a jazz cruise that stopped in Havana for 48 hours. There was John Burst Gillespie, Air Fatherheim, Stan Getz, Ron McClure, Davey Ara. Was a group of great musicians. And we played for them with Irakere. And in one of the things, I started to play all these licks. I He looked at there and said, What is that, man? What? Because he wasn't expecting any of that thing because the reputation in general of Cuba, the people who play percussion and the dance or whatever. But when he saw Chucho playing the piano, Paquito playing the alto, Carlo Emilio playing the guitar, all those people, he couldn't believe it because he wasn't prepared for that.
Wow.
And then start, I drove in the first time in Havana.
Yeah, I got to ask this. I have a question here. I just want to make sure. So, is the
Go
story
ahead.
about Dizzy Gillespie's cab driver true? If so, would you share it to the audience? You did drive him? Is that a little bit
Let
illustrious?
me tell you, let me tell you this because it is a guy who used to play saxophone in the Tropicana, the famous nightclub in Havana.
Yeah.
He was a dear friend. I'm sorry, I put H in my third valve. Oh, again. That's okay now. Okay. That guy, he retired out of playing, and then he was working in the musician union. And he called me once. I said, "Arturo, I know you're a big fan of Dizzy Gillespie. He's coming this afternoon to Havana in the jazz cruise. I laugh. I say, that's a good joke, man. Come on. Because since 1961,
Yeah.
nobody were allowed to go to the US or any US people go to Cuba. That was completely, the relationship was horrible, terrible.
Yeah.
That was like a little break during Jimmy Carter, the President Carter. That was a little break where he opened a little window and they call like a cultural exchange,
Okay.
cultural exchange.
Yeah.
That was it. May 77. Okay, I was already in the harbor because that guy said, "Oh, Senor," he said, "No, I'm very serious, man. He's coming this afternoon. If you want to believe me, it's okay, don't go." I went to the harbor. I was there when the boat get there. And when I saw Dizzy coming down the stair, I couldn't believe it because he was my hero already for years, for probably 10 years already. And I said to myself, I said, "Oh shoot, how am I gonna talk to him? I didn't know how to say one word in English."
Oh wow.
And then he started walking and walking toward me. And the guy walks behind him. Ray Mantilla was a percussionist. He was in the boat playing with Stan Getz.
Okay.
And he was from Guatemala. He speak perfect Spanish. And then he walked behind him and looked at me and started talking to me in Spanish. He said, "You know this man?" I said, "I know who he is." He said, "Are you a musician?" He said, "No, no, no." I was afraid to say I was a musician in front of Dizzy.
Wow.
And then Dizzy talked to him and start translating from us. And Dizzy said, "You have a car?" I said, "Yes, I got a little car. I got a Plymouth 1951 that I just painted with tar diluted in gasoline. And I painted the car with a brush.
Wow.
That smell horrible and looks worse." And then Dizzy said, "Okay, this is my first time here ever." A lot of people thought that Dizzy came to Cuba in the 50s and 60s or something, but no, he never came there. That was the first time, May 77. He jumped in my car and asked me to drive him to a street or monument or something dedicated to Chano Pozo. That was a Cuban percussionist. He came to New York in 1946. And I said, "I'm sorry, sir. No, no, it's nothing here." Probably 99.9 of the people in Cuba, they never heard about Chano Pozo. They have no clue who he was.
Hmm.
He was so sad and angry when I said that. He couldn't believe it. He said, "That's a crime, man. Chano was an incredible musician. He changed the style of music. He was the one who put that Cuban thing in my mind. And that's the reason we created together with Mario Bauza, Chano Pozo, and Dizzy Gillespie. They created together the Afro-Cuban jazz. That's what they call. Chano was a composer of Manteca, Tintindeo, Cubano beat, Cubano bop, all those things. Manteca, Dizzy wrote the bridge, of course, because the
Yeah.
bridge is very harmonically complicated thing, okay? But that was Chano's ideas.
Huh.
And Chano make an impression on Dizzy that lasts until his last day. But Mario Bauza was responsible for all those things because Mario went on vacation to Cuba in 46. And then he met Chano Pozo dancing and playing and singing and all those things. And he took Chano and brought him to New York and introduced him to Dizzy. That's the whole beginning of the whole thing.
Okay.
Until today, I'm very angry and I never ever will accept that somebody without the permission of the creators change the name and start to calling that Latin jazz. I hate that, man.
Oh.
Latin, what the hell is that? Latin isn't a stupidity because Latin was the language that the Roman used to speak centuries ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that language became the official language of a Catholic church.
Yes.
but we are not Latin. And that music wasn't Latin, was Afro-Cuban jazz. That's the
I'd
real
never even
name.
thought of that before. Yeah.
That's the real name that they created. Name it. And we have to respect that.
Wow.
It's like if somebody, after impressionist that Ravel, Debussy, Eric Satie, all those. No, that wasn't impressionist. That's now is Ricky Raka. I say, what's Ricky Raka? That's the style. Who are
Yeah.
you to change the name? Who are you? Why? With permission of whom?
Yeah.
You know,
I never
things
thought
like
of
that.
that.
Okay. But DC means a lot to me because he always, since the day we met, he encouraged me a lot. He supported me. That in we came to New York the very first time in June '78, exactly 1 year after. 1 year after, we were rehearsing with Irakere. Listen to this because this is one of the most uh, beautiful gift we ever got in our life. We were rehearsing with Irakere in the beginning of '78. A few months after this, he left Cuba. And a guy, a tall gentleman, blue eyes, natural blonde, he was sitting there with two other guys during the whole rehearsal. And we were doing rehearsal, but we was a little intrigued, because who the hell is that guy? When we finished, he came to us with the translator, and he was an American guy. I said, "Hello, guys. My name is Bruce Lundwall. I am the president of CBS Record, and I'm here because Maestro Gillespie don't stop talking about this band, and I want to come here and I want to check it out by myself. But I want to let you know that I talked already to the Minister of Culture, and I signed you for 3 years with CBS."
Wow.
They say, "What the heck is this guy talking about?" Listen to this. Couple of months later, he put us on a plane from Havana straight. Listen, because this is something unbelievable. He put us on the plane in June '78, exactly 13 months after DC came to Cuba. We landed in LaGuardia in New York, early afternoon. They put us in the little bus. They drove us straight to the sound check at Carnegie Hall. You hear me? We don't even check in the hotel and anything. We were straight to the sound check at Carnegie Hall. And then we played the second half of the program that night. The first half was two piano trios, Mary Lou Williams and Bill Evans. They played the first half. And then we played the second half. By the end, the last tune, Maynard Ferguson and Stan Getz jumped to the stage and played the last song with us. CBS made a live recording out of that. And that was our first Grammy.
Wow.
The very first day ever in the US, the very first day ever. But that is not all that happened to me, especially to me. Mongo Santa Maria, the great percussionist, they got a band for many years in New York. He was very, got a big recognition. He came to Cuba a few months before, and I met him. I invited him for dinner. He came to see my show in the hotel. Okay, okay. And then he came to the hotel. We played Carnegie Hall Sunday night. He came Monday, early evening, like 6 or something. I said, "Man, I want to invite you for dinner, in a good restaurant." And I say, "Mongo, I appreciate that, but I would like you bring me to somewhere else because it's Monday night and this is Village Vanguard, Tad John and Mel Lewis big band every Monday.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to go there and listen to Mel Lewis and Tad John and Mel Lewis big band. They play every Monday night at Bill's Vanguard."
Hmm.
They say, "Oh, That's okay, man. I know Todd. We're friends. I said, okay. He drove me there. He introduced me to Todd John. I got my trumpet here under my, in the little bag. And Todd John look at me like this. And Mongo was kind of translator because Mongo English wasn't too good either. Even he was living in New York forever. But Todd John said, look at me and say, you play the trumpet? I'm going to say, yeah, yeah. He came from a band from Cuba. They played last night at Carnegie Hall. I said, wow, I didn't know. Oh, no, okay. Tajon was really nice to me for the first meeting.
Yeah.
And he said to me, you want to play with us? I said, man, I don't know that music or anything. He said, doesn't matter, man. Blow something when you can or whatever. Okay. And then I sat there and I played a 3 set with Tajon and Melus
Wow.
on Monday. Tuesday, we jumped in a plane and they flew us to Switzerland for the Montreux Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
And then for the last tune, John McLaughlin, Billy Coban, and Jaco Pastorius joined us on the stage to play the last tune. In 3 or 4 days, we were like getting crazy, because we said, it's not true. No, no, it's impossible that this is true.
Wow.
No, that in 4 or 5 days, those things happen from 0 to 60 in less than 1 second. You know what I mean?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Wow. That's so how long after
The
that?
only thing, I'm sorry, but the only thing I can guarantee you, modesty apart, when we played that night at Carnegie Hall, I was ready for that gig.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I hear, we're gonna go to New York to play, I did a little extra in my practicing and running and doing that. I did a little extra.
You're
And
ready to
when I
go.
get to New York, man, I was ready. That night at Billy's Vanguard, when he asked me the first time to blow the solo, I don't even know the tune, but there was some chord changes there, because I sit there next to the guy and I didn't play any part, but when he asked me to blow, he looked at me and looked to the rest of the guys and look again. And he started laughing and said, what the hell? Who the hell is this guy? Because nobody knew me at all, I was 25, 26 years old. But I never get out of Cuba, and I didn't have any record or anything. And nobody knew anything about me at all. But that young man, he was so nice to me, and he really was impressed, man, impressed. And he said, man, where you been? I said, in Cuba.
Wow.
Where you been that I never hear about you? I said, man, I was in Cuba all the time. When we were in the dressing room at Carnegie Hall, after the sound check, it was an early night. Some guy came to me and said, are you Arturo Sandoval? I said, yes, 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 sir. Do you know who's Maynard Ferguson? I said, of course, man. He's one of every trumpet player hero, of course. He said, he sent me because he would like to come tonight and play something with you. You see, Maynard Ferguson? He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's going to be here in a minute. He came before we start playing to the dressing room. He got his brand new trumpet. I got an old trumpet. I not even can remember what brand it was. I think it was made in Czechoslovakia somewhere. It was a horrible horn. And he saw my horn and he said, what's that? I said, man, that's my horn. And then he opened the trumpet case. He showed me his trumpet. He said, this is yours, but please let me use it for the last tune I'm going to play with you. And then I give it to you. The first night in the US ever, Maynard gave me his MF trumpet.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You have to believe, man. You have to believe.
Wow. That's
And
mental.
yeah, and then when I look in the front row of the Carnegie Hall, there was Tito Puente, Mario Bauza, Bill Evans, Maynard Stanget. I can't remember how many incredible musicians, because that was the first time in 20 years or something that a band from Cuba came to the United
Huh.
States. It's the very first time.
Yeah,
And then
a big
it
deal.
was, yeah, it was many years without any presence of any Cuban musician in the US, because the relationship was,
Wow, that's incredible. Hey, so
Here's your problem. Another question.
yeah, I was going to say, well, I was just going to ask, how were you? I mean, you guys get off the plane, you go straight to your sound check, and forgive me if this is trivial, but and you know that all those people are going to be there and that you see them all. You know, you said that you were ready to go that gig, and but you started the whole podcast off talking about how the trumpet some days is good, some days is bad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, sounds like a trivial question, but I am interested. Were you like, how were you nervous? And if you were, like, did it fire you on, or do you remember how you felt that day?
I think I never used the word nervous.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I I prefer to use that you go to the stage very concentrate in what you have to do.
Okay.
And of course, you feel certain kind of security because you prepare yourself for that correctly.
Yes.
With a lot of discipline and commitment and I never felt like nervous, to be honest.
Okay.
I feel so happy. I feel so happy on the stage because they say, "Man, I think this is what God sent me to earth to do.
Wow.
Be on the stage and feel relaxed and give everything I have inside of me."
And I guess when you're not expecting anything, as you said, you weren't. And
don't deal with tension. Don't deal with tension, because some people go to the stage, and even in the jazz music, you see them get a horn. The pianist is doing a solo there, and you're looking to somewhere else down or whatever. Man, turn around, appreciate what your friend from your band is playing. Enjoy that. Get inspired by that. But don't ignore that, because that's disrespectful, and this is very bad. That causes a very bad effect in the audience, that you're not paying attention to the other guy. You understand what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
your attitude is like a sad. You're preoccupied because no, man, don't give that impression to the audience. Never, because that's no good for the business. That's no good. You have to let them know that you're having fun, and you feel better than any time during the 24 hours when you are on stage. You have to let them know that you feel on heaven. And that gives you a different disposition, that gives you a different confidence to do your thing without that tension that you're nervous. You're going to play a wrong note or something. It doesn't matter. You play many wrong notes, especially in the jazz business. That's no problem at all, as long as the other notes have meaning within each note.
Yeah.
If you play a few wrong notes or you miss a couple of notes, don't get worried about that. Don't feel depressed or oh shit, I screw up. No, man, it's part of the thing. And you also have to take risk. You don't take risk, you don't gonna do anything that is a little good, Without taking risk, you're gonna be so within the did things. But sometimes you have to take a risk to go to make those pay. What does people say?
Yeah.
Shit, that MF can play that thing. You have to take risk.
You got to push the boundaries, otherwise you'll just be where you are.
Absolutely.
So you would
when I left Cuba,
you was around 28 years old when you just told this story, and then after that, you had another 12 years or so in Cuba, I guess, maybe traveling a bit. Is that? And then you obviously you moved.
Yeah, in the in the 80s,
Yeah.
I left Irakere in December 1980. And then in January 81, I put my own band together for the first time.
Yes.
It was difficult because we don't even have instrument, and it's a long story. But I started playing gigs with my own band very once in a while in Havana, and then I start traveling a little bit, mainly to Europe. Uh, I did a few trips to Europe from 81 through 90.
Yeah.
And then I start to discover the rest of the world, and I say, man, we are so screwed there in Cuba because here we have no future. We have no. I was like hopeless, because what am I going to do, man? It's nothing to do. I did one album in Cuba. Can you imagine, man? Since I live in the US, I recorded 48 albums. One in Cuba. I think they made 25 copies and they give it away or something like that,
Can I just ask about? I want to ask about this album because is it Turi? Is that
Turi.
right?
Turi is my song. Is a nickname.
Okay, so this album.
He was born in 76, by the way.
Okay, okay, lovely. That makes complete sense. I want to tell you. So I was on holiday with my. It is this album. I was on holiday, just having a little look here, with my family in Spain, I think, when I must have been 14 or 15 years old. And I'd had your album, Trumpet Evolution, and I had the play along book as well. And I actually learnt Maynard Ferguson, the tune.
Please.
From your version, because I didn't know even who Maynard Ferguson was when I got that book. It's kind of a weird upside down thing.
Shorty Royer wrote that for me. Yeah, yes. And he did it first time with Stan Kenton.
Of course, it's amazing. But when I was on holiday in Spain, we went to a record shop. This is before Spotify, YouTube maybe just started, and there was an album that your album was there. Turi was there. And I got it, and we Turi, and we listened to it pretty much on repeat for the rest of the holiday, and we absolutely loved it. So that's great. That's lovely. It's
it was my only album, Cuba. That was my only one.
I always really loved that album. It's beautiful. But no, that's amazing. I didn't know that
was a vinyl. That was a vinyl because back then not even a CD exists or any of those things. It was. Long play, what they call long play.
Long play. Yeah. Amazing. No, it just came to mind, sprung to mind, little moment of memories. But yeah, I didn't know who Maynard was, but I knew this Trumpet Evolution. I think I got the album when I was 11 years old, something like that.
Maynard was a beautiful guy, man. Besides, he was something spectacular, he was amazing.
Incredible.
But he was a lovely gentleman, a guy with good heart. And now the guy who do it as a tour manager, he's playing trumpet also in my band. This started like 3 weeks ago.
No way.
Yeah, because my band is a little bigger now. We put a baritone saxophone and a trumpet and a tenor now, and me, and then we have 4 brass. We used to have only 2 for forever, only tenor and trumpet, and now we got Barry, the other trumpet, Keith Fiala. He's my tour manager, and I play the trumpet in the band too.
Yeah.
But he played with Maynard for years, and he was very close to Maynard. And he told me stories, man, a lot of stories, and Maynard, and he loved him, and me too. Since we met, I played with him several times. I was so lucky to play with him several times. In the jazz club in somewhere in the Midwest. We played in Boston as well.
Yeah.
We play, oh my goodness, that night at Carnegie Hall. We played like 4 or 5 times.
That's amazing.
And we played Miami as well, I remember. Yeah, and it was so nice, man, and so inspired. And he really loved playing the trumpet so much, He inspired generations of trumpet player all over the world.
He did.
Because his playing was unique, man.
Yeah, It's nothing like it. And
You mentioned Trumpet Revolution. Out of my 48 albums, that's my favorite. Trumpet Revolution.
is it? Oh wow.
Absolutely, by far. And then the rest, in any order, in any order. But Trumpet Revolution, that means so much to me because I think it's like 20 or 22 different songs,
Yeah.
me imitating 22 different individuals from different eras
Yeah.
since 1908 until today.
Amazing.
And I, I always love to imitate people. I love that. And some people have a kind of complex that they don't want to sound like nobody else. That's not me. No, no. It doesn't mean that in my gigs, I'm gonna try to copy someone and sound that person all the time. That I don't mean that. What I mean is I learn from all of them, and I get a strong influence from all of them. And in the end, I made my little own soup out of all the things that I hear over the years because I learned listen to all of them. Lee Morgan, Fan Navarro. By the way, Fan Navarro was a Cuban descendant. He was born in Key West, Florida,
Yeah.
but his family came from Cuba. His name was Teodoro Navarro Gonzalez.
Okay.
Teodoro Navarro Gonzalez. His family came from Cuba. And DC was a huge fan of Fan Navarro. You know what he told me several times? He said, Arturo, on or in, I don't know how to say, on our prime, all of those, including Clifford and this, and you name it, Fan Navarro was the guy, man. I
Wow.
say, no kidding. He said, yes. He he played the tenor and he played the piano well too, Fan Navarro.
Yeah.
And he said he was the only one among us that got the chop and ability to play the lead in the big band,
Hmm.
like a mother jumper. That's what DC told me. He said Fran Navarro was exceptional, very musical, great sound. He was like 30 years old when he passed away.
No.
He died out of tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Tuberculosis, and the night before he passed, he did a live recording with Charlie Parker Quintet, and he sounded amazing. And then he died the day after.
No way.
And Clifford was
Yeah, I was
25,
gonna
man.
say Clifford was young too, right? So
He was 25 years old, man. I was so lucky because I was a close friend of LaRue Brown,
yeah.
Clifford widow. We were very good friends for years, man. And she told me a lot of stories. I came to her house many times. She cooked for me. And then I met Clifford Jr., he's a DJ
Yeah.
in the Bay Area in California. And a beautiful family, man. But LaRue Brown, she told me a lot of stories of Clifford that he was extremely dedicated, great discipline. He was a gentleman. He never consumed any alcohol, any drugs at all. At all. He was a mathematics teacher in the school.
Huh.
She said that he could play chess extremely well and also pool. He was amazing, man.
Yeah.
All of this and to play the trumpet like that way before 25, he was exceptional.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable, but very serious man, great discipline. And one who was one of his biggest heroes? Rafael Mendez.
Yes.
Leroux told me Clifford was crazy about Rafael Mendez. He listened to him a lot, and he always practiced with Arban book because there's a lot of people out there that they want to play jazz and they They don't know Arban or Charles Collin or Saint Jacom or Clark Gordon, any of those things. They don't know those things. They want to, they
Yeah.
want to noodle in, and playing it. But how come? All those great people, Lee Morgans, Navarro, Clifford Brown, Maurice Andre,
Yeah.
Timo Doxis, all those big time names, they practice Arban every
Yeah.
single day,
That makes
and
sense.
including me too.
Would you
I
say
swear,
let's have a quick
you
trumpet question.
look at this. Look at this.
There it is.
I wasn't prepared, but I have it in my music stand all the time. When the people get here for lessons,
Yeah.
that's the first thing I open in the very beginning of the book, because some people open in the back to play all those pieces and then they say, no, no, no. The meat and potatoes of Arban is in the first quarter of the album.
Okay.
The very beginning, all the rudiments, all the basic things,
Yeah.
all the basic things are in the first quarter. And some people came here and said, Arban. I say, oh, yeah. Is there any problem with that? Yeah, Arban. That's the first thing I want to talk about. And I want to hear you playing correctly.
Wow.
And I said, okay, okay, okay. And then we go, of course, into Clarke. I'm sorry, forgive me, Clarke. I forget to mention Herbert Lincoln Clarke.
Clarke. Yeah.
He was a genius of creating exercise and thing for trumpet.
Yes.
He wrote 4 books. The most popular one, of course, is the number 2, Technical Studies. This is mandatory. Mandatory. If you want to get good skill in your trumpet,
Yeah.
you have to practice that book from page 1 to the end. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to have a hole in your information. As all the other books, I was so happy because I was a friend of Clark Gordon. He teach me a couple of lessons, and I got all his books. They're amazing, very good too, And a guy like the same name like you, Louis Maggio,
Imagine. Yeah.
incredible book. Caruso, Carmine Caruso, incredible book. It's so simple. It's very dedicated to certain things, but that give you a lot of endurance, the sound, the register, all those things. I've been doing the Caruso warm up since I was 20 something years old until today. Later on, when we finish here, I'm gonna warm up. Do, do. I promise that I'm gonna do that. That's the first thing I always do, and then I do a little bit of. I'm sorry. That's Maggio warm up.
That's magic.
Maggio, and then I do the 6 notes of Caruso.
Yes.
But I came out and I stand a little bit and I do those 6 notes. I do like 3 or 4 times. The first time as written, foo, the first note blow, and then the second and third soft tonguing.
Okay.
Okay, the first time. The second time, bending without touching the balls. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And then the third time, I do like doing crescendos and decrescendos like this. I stand a little bit because that thing is medicine for the shot.
Yeah.
The Caruso 6 notes.
So you're definitely a fundamentals guy. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Man, when I practice, Some people believe that I get a horn and I start to blowing thing and playing tunes and or improvise. I never do that at home. Never. I use the books to
Interesting.
get the skills to do what I want later on. But when I practice, I don't even think about any specific style of music. I try to
Okay.
play click, and with the attack correct in the way you do, the double tongue, triple tongue, a single tongue, all the scale of Arban, all the things. For me, it's medicine. But I never thought about that. I practicing to play this or that. No, I'm practicing to learn, to get ready.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people get confused with that. If they gonna play hiding, they practice that thing, those kind of mentalities, but you ask them to play this or that, they are not prepared.
Okay.
Or you prepare yourself to play jazz or salsa or whatever you want, it's the same thing. You are enclosed in your vision of what is music about in one direction or one sense. And no, be open, get prepared, get ready. And at nighttime, when you go to the gig, you got the skill to do what you want.
This okay. Let's take this back to trumpet evolution, because this is very interesting to me. So you do your fundamentals and you do your warm ups and any of the technical things that you do that you believe to be non music specific. They're just what you do, and then the mindset that you get into when you're playing. You obviously, I presume, you're not thinking about any of those things. You're just singing through the horn. And if we think about trumpet evolution, obviously you're playing different instruments: piccolo, B flat, cornet, flugel. You're singing with different imitations of voices. And your fundamentals allow you to just access those at different times? All at the same time.
Exactly. Yes.
And then you just let your ear take you to those sounds, because there's something different technically going on when you play these different sounds, but your inner ear just
But
takes.
the sound is here.
Yes.
Not necessarily when you change mouthpieces or change horn of things. Not necessarily you're going to sound different. You could sound very different with the same horn and same mouthpiece. Okay, this is the main mouthpiece I've been using for a bunch of years. I'm gonna show it to you. There is a. Oh, where's the camera? Yeah,
You got it. I
it's a
can't quite make it out. What does it say?
Mount Vernon from the mid '60s. Mount Vernon 1 1/4. Yeah, 1 1/4 C. Hold on.
Yeah.
See it? Okay, this is the mouthpiece. This is the horn. It's no addition here. It's no trick. I learned from the guy in Cuba there many years ago when I was very young to put the mouthpiece always in the same position.
You line it up. Yeah.
I've been doing that all my life. All
Okay.
my life. I don't know why, but I learned from him. And
Yeah.
I didn't play a note today at all
Yeah.
because in the morning here. Can I play now?
Yeah, please. It's all good. I can.
Sound okay? Okay.
Sounds good.
As I told you, my first warm up, but I would do it. Some people may think that I'm playing loud. No. One thing is loud, and the other thing is a big sound. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
I concentrate to make the sound round, but like free blowing, like a thin flow. But if I do loud, for example, that's loud.
Yeah. That's loud.
But I never warm up like this. I will warm up natural, without it also constraining or retaining them. That note is very important to me because I don't know what is the phenomenon with that note. When you really create that, the people call pedal. I hate that. I don't call pedal. I call low notes. Low. When you play that low C, something happened there in your embouchure and in your machine of producing the sound that affect the whole thing all over the horn.
Huh.
I explain myself?
Yeah,
Or
that
not?
makes sense. I mean, I struggle big time with that register.
Something happened there, especially when you play those notes with your regular and normal position.
Yes.
Some people bossing those notes. That's bullshit. It's good for nothing. It has to sound like a sound, not like a bossing, like a noise.
Yeah.
And then you must integrate those notes to your regular range.
Huh.
Something like. You understand what I mean? I don't treat those notes like an accessory, something on the side that could be optional. No. Miles Davis used it. When the F chart came out okay, I feel good. For me, it's all the way around. When the low C came out good, I feel good.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, for example, what I said about imitating,
Yes.
same mouthpiece, same horn, a little bit of check. Okay?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Same thing, same mouthpiece, a little Louis.
Beautiful.
No tricks. Harry James. this is a 1 1/4 bad Montverno from the 60s. A lot of people told me, and I said,
Wow.
man, no. That's mouthpiece. It's not good for anything. It's only for the classical music or symphony orchestra or whatever. I was, you cannot play any high with that. See? Yeah, really?
Just watch me. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Hey, Gary Grant, the great trumpet player, he was very dear friend. When he hear anything, he always said, any question? Gary was very funny, man. He said, rest in peace, man, because we were close, man. By the way, he helped me. It was 2 trumpet players that helped me a lot when I did Trumpet Revolution.
Yes.
The first was Clarke Terry. Clarke Terry, I went to see him. We became friends in the early 80s. And we shared a lot of things. And he was such a beautiful guy, extreme, smart, an incredible jazz musician. But when I was about to do Trumpet Revolution, I came to see him 2, 3 times. I went to his house. And he helped me to put the repertoire and the name of the guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Clarke helped me in that matter. He suggests me the tunes.
Yeah. It's actually quite a big job, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When I did King Oliver, that was the first.
Yeah.
And then Louis and Raphael and Bonnie Bergeron. Oh my goodness, it's like 22 guys, man. And I always loved that, to imitate people. And when I start doing the album, Gary Grant helped me to put together the bands here in LA and all the things. And he was present because I produced the album, nobody produced, but Gary Grant helped me when I was recording everything.
I guess you had different ensembles for every single tune, really.
Oh, yeah. But I want to share something with you.
Please.
The biggest compliment I got in my life came from 2 of my biggest heroes. Timofey Doc Cheeser. I love that guy. He took me 2 lessons. When I was very young in the 70s with Tirakeri, I came to Moscow. He was playing in the Bolshoi Theater, Timofey. Okay. You know what I'm talking about, no?
Doc Cheeser, yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, best classical play ever.
Yeah.
No,
I've heard a couple of great players say that. Yeah, for sure.
For me, Timofey was the number 1. Nobody sing as beautiful on the trumpet like him.
Yeah.
And Timofey and Maurice Andre, I imitate them in Trumpet Revolution.
Yeah.
It's a testimony in the liner note. When we talk about afterwards, you know what both of them told me? I thought that was me.
Oh.
I can die now. You know what I mean? Do you know that I care that a stupid motherfucker from nowhere that do nothing or not even know how to play the middle C criticize me? Maurice Andre and Timofey Doc Cheeser told me, man, that recording, I thought it was me playing.
Wow.
I wiped my ass with all those assholes criticize me.
Yeah, man.
Of course, man. Of course.
I hear you.
Swear to God. I use the toilet paper, whatever they write or say there and those things.
You've always pushed the boundaries, and it makes people question themselves too, right? Like if you're going to play like 22 trumpet players, you're gonna piss some people off. That's for sure. When you actually accomplish it.
You know what Gary Grant told me once? They said he was a big meeting. I think it was in a musician union here. It was like 100 trumpet players, and somebody, as a joke, they say, guys, you hear Trumpet Revolution? I think Arturo did. The guy who conducted the orchestra was Jerry Hayes.
Oh, was it? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, we conduct the big band and the full orchestra, all the thing, all the big format. Jerry was the conductor.
Amazing.
And yes, And Wayne was in a section of the big band, I think, when I did Bonnie Bergeron and Harry James and Cody Williams.
Yeah.
By the way, uh, Duke Ellington wrote that piece
Hmm.
for Cody Williams. They called it Concerto for Cody.
Yes.
And then somebody later on put lyrics on that thing. Do nothing till you hear from me. And then they changed the title of the song. For many years, the people identify this tune as Do Nothing Till You Hear From Me. But the original title, it was Concerto for Cody. And I recorded that way with the plunger.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Clarke Terry taught me how to handle the plunger, by the way,
Oh yeah.
because he was a master in that. And he taught me how to put it in the hand and how, do the halfway through and never close together and then a little halfway on the bell and, do this with your left hand. Clarke Terry taught me how to learn that.
It's amazing. The other thing is the fact that album also had an accompanying transcription book for a young player like myself. That was amazing. It really was amazing to be able to watch you do that. It was very cool.
I start to tell you the story and I change to something else. I'm sorry, I'm an old farmer. And you know what? Gary Grant told me that all those trumpet played together. And somebody said, "Hey man, do you hear that album, Trumpet Revolution, Arturo did?" I said, "Yeah. Man, let's do something. Maybe get a piece of paper there and write it down. The other people who could do that album."
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I always ask people when they say,
for example, can you ask Maynard to sound like Chet Baker or Rafael Mendes? Or Chet Baker sound like Maynard? Or like Maurice with the piccolo? You know what? It's a sound a little arrogant from me, but I don't give a shit. You know what Gary told me? And Jerry Hay, they said, "Arturo, everybody was thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. After a long time, every paper came back empty. Nobody could name that. Because think about it, you, Winton is a monster. Winton gonna sound like Maynard somehow?
I know what you mean.
I don't think so. Winton tried to sound like Louis. With all the respect, I think I sound closer.
Oh man, no, it's a beautiful album.
I'm a big fan of Winton. Believe me, don't take me wrong. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I admire and respect him a lot. He's an amazing trumpet player and great musician. Great musician.
Yeah, man.
But the thing is, I never got any kind of complex that in some point I sound like somebody else. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm open to saying, yeah, you want to do something. Of course, I spent all my life trying to play bebop.
Yeah.
Yo, I forget, dude. I show you this, no?
Yeah, show me. Go on.
Yeah, I show you this. I got another one. This is mainly for guitar player, but I like it too. This thing.
I think I have one of those in my drawer over there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is good for the finger, man. This is good for the finger. Very good for the finger. Very good. And I use it in both hands because also I noticed not long ago I read somebody say you should practice with the left hand because whatever you do with the left, when you switch, because the left hand in the right part of the brain.
Yep.
Right hand in the left. If you develop this, when you switch to your right hand, you're going to feel more comfortable. and better dexterity.
I like that. I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah. I can show you this.
No, what's that one?
I don't even see the name. Yeah, it's got a name. It said breather feet.
Okay. Breather feet.
You see it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It's got one position, and then it's got numbers that you can put in numbers of inhaling and exhale.
Okay.
And then I do like 20 times. 20 times blowing and without giving up, inhaling. And I did 20 times.
Is it like a resistance trainer on your lungs?
Big time resistant in both ways.
Huh.
And then when you blow the trumpet,
that thing resonating like that down there. I don't get it. It's amazing.
And believe me, what you hear there is a mimic. It's not a zip. The sound here in the room is huge.
Yeah.
It is huge. I promise you, huge.
Wow.
And this is the bottom line.
Huh. That's fun.
No, you know that I invented this. I came out with this.
The Sandoval's.
Yeah, you can see the name there.
There they are. I think I tried to buy these very long time ago when I was a kid. I think maybe I couldn't get them shipped to me.
You know, I stopped doing this because some people in somewhere start to copy this and start to do it in plastic and sell it for $20 in the internet.
Yeah.
And then I do the brass. This one particular is gold plated.
Yeah.
This is my personal one. I run out of this. I don't have any anymore. But I use this all the time, man. When I'm in the plane, I'm going after tomorrow, I go to China.
Yeah.
It's from here to China, going to be 15 and a half hours to Hong Kong. And then we fly in 2.5 hours from Hong Kong to Shanghai, whatever we're going for the gig.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the plane for many hours, I sit in here. I put this very close because you can regulate the open of the hole there. I put it very small. Because some people are sleeping here.
I was going to say, I hope you're in business class.
I don't bother them.
Brilliant. What do you practice things in particular, or do you just wiggle your hands to? What do you do?
All kind of things, but mainly Clarke. I remember, I never forget that when I took the first lesson with Claude Gordon.
Yeah.
He taught me to do, especially Clarke, those. Okay.
Yeah.
But not like this. With the third finger.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And this, the E natural, is a pain in the ass. This particular exercise is in the pain in the ass. And then I did it. I do an extension, a little bit of other Clarke thing. For example, this one. That one.
Yeah.
You familiar with that?
Yeah.
I came up with this idea. I'm going to do it slow first.
I love it.
I want to make something to clarify something. Maybe some people probably notice that sometimes when I talk, I sound a little arrogant or selfish or whatever. I'm gonna tell you something. You must love yourself. If you don't love and respect yourself and your sacrifice and what you have been doing for so many years, you're never gonna be able to love somebody else, not even your mother. You have to love yourself first. And I'm in love with my sacrifice, my life, how I've been married for 50 years and we love each other so much. How I grew up, my son, extremely successful artist now. How I never touched any fucking drugs ever.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even drink alcohol. Yes, I smoke cigars since I was 14 years old, but never affect me at all. Cigar is different than cigarettes. I never touch a cigarette. I drink espresso coffee and I smoke cigar. So one or two a day. That's it. I know, crazy. Like Winston Churchill got a Guinness record. He used to smoke 18 cigars a day.
Wow.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
And the number one and the number two was the comedian. Oh my goodness, the little one with the glasses, the round glasses. When he was 100 years old, he was on Johnny Carson,
Okay.
and he said, "How many cigars you smoke a day?" And he was lighting a cigar there in the studio. He said, 12. And Johnny said, "What your doctor say about?" He said, "He say shit because he passed away long ago."
Oh man, fantastic. Well, Arturo, I found this one of the most fascinating conversations ever. So thank you so much for your time.
I hope it inspires some people. Inspires
It
some
will.
people. If you take me wrong and believe that I'm selfish or arrogant or something, no, man, that's not the thing. But I have to appreciate what I have been doing.
It's gratitude, isn't it?
It's exactly, and I have to feel a kind of pride about, because that's the return.
Yes.
That's the return, that you see some people admire, respect you, and follow you, all those kind of things. That is inspiration to do what? Not to let those things go to your head. No, to get up in the morning and do Arban.
And there we go.
Arban.
That's amazing,
A
man.
simple lesson. A simple lesson. It needs to sound a little musical.
Yeah.
You remember what I thought when I fall in love, the people play melody. You never hear the singer do that. They do it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
It's all about the heart. Thank you so much, Arturo. We will speak.
I'm going to get some breakfast now.
Please. And have a great flight tomorrow.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stay in touch, okay? Stay in touch.
I absolutely will. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you soon, Arturo.
Okay, my bye-bye, man. Bye.